Right, look at today at some chest stretches. Alright, value of chest stretches. First of all, your pec itself, okay, you all know it helps bring your arm forward. It's a fan-shaped muscle, so it works on different angles. Coming up that, okay, right? Actually, the most efficient angle, funny enough, is coming from here, going down there. It works quite the oblique system of the body as well. So when you do things like wood chop or sword stroke, you come at an angle like that, okay then? So in order to stretch these, it makes sense to do it from 3 different angles. So my favourite way of doing it is what I call my 3-point chest stretch. So I'll start with my elbow in line with my shoulders, I go forward like so, turn away and in, push, hold that for about 15 to 20 seconds. I'm just going across here like so, okay? When I've done that, I'll go nice and high and go forward, so now I'm putting the fibres going down this way. Okay then? And then I go nice and low, step forward and push into it, and I hit in the bottom here as well. However, if my shoulders are quite tight in the front, anterior deltoids and chest cup muscles, I'm more likely to feel it in the shoulders. So wherever your tight is where you'll feel it. Okay? It's not a bad thing because you still need to work this area as well. Now, most of our clients basically are office workers, aren't they? Okay? So they work in the office and they spend all their days at the computer or writing or something. They're hunched over like that, which means the shoulders come forward and these muscles here come together. And under Davies' law, when two ends of a muscle come together, the muscles will tighten, switch on, and potentially even hypertrophy. Okay, so they'll basically become switched on. The effect that happens then is it weakens the lower back muscles due to reciprocal inhibition. So the opposite muscles become inhibited and weakened because these are switched off. Along your traps here, what happens also is those muscles become stretched and tight. Okay, and sometimes even quite ischemic, especially if you're doing typing as well. So these muscles now being stretched and tight because your shoulders are forward, you're writing, you're typing here, and every time you do it, just put your hand on my shoulder here a second. Okay, just up here. As you move, feel my moving my shoulder muscle here. Yeah. So even though I'm typing, these muscles are still working. Okay, and because they're small movements, right, I'm still burning fuel and I'm building up lactic acid, urea, and waste products, but I don't have enough movement to create blood flow to wash it out. So the muscles can set the fibres and stick together, and it can become quite ischemic and painful. Right? And that's why usually what happens is when someone works in the office and they've got problems with the shoulders and got sore shoulders, go see a massage therapist, he sticks them down the front and they massage the back. How the problem being is, yes, you get rid of all that stuff, get the blood flow free, but you also relax the muscles. Bear in mind, these buggers here are tight, so what happens is you end up ratcheting further and further forward. Okay, so when I work with my clients, what I normally do is I work the side of the neck first, and then really hit the pecs to allow them to come back and relax. That in turn will release the pressure on the shoulders, and the last thing I'll then do is the shoulders to get the blood flow through to wash all the rubbish out. Okay then? So, now, when you do a stretch like this, which is done a minute ago, between 20 and say 30 seconds, you don't physically lengthen the muscle, you kind of dumb it down and reduce its ability to work, okay? You neurologically quieten it down, which then allows more neurological space and energy to go into the back muscles. So when you do things like seated rows and those kind of exercises, you can strengthen the muscles and hold back. And the idea behind it opens the chest back up. However, to physically lengthen the muscle, okay, and put muscles on the scans, and determine that, you've got to hold it between 5 and 10 minutes, something like that, okay, or say even 3 minutes. So if you want to lie back on here a minute, and what I want you to do is put your butt down here, and your head on there. This is a soft foam roller. Okay, it's about, I don't know, 6 centimetres, 4 centimetres thick. You know, you can use a bit of pipe bagging, about half the thickness, and that's about 50 pence for a strip, very, very cheap. You haven't got to spend lots of money on pipe bagging, or even a beach towel, and you can roll that as well. Okay. Best thing about here now, his spine is nicely along here, his shoulders are hanging down. If you want to, you can gently engage his abs a little bit, make sure his back is nice and straight. But then just puts his hand up in the air, okay then, and all he does is lets his arms go out the side and relax. Some people are so tight when you first do it, the arms won't even hit the ground. So as he's relaxing now, the weight of his hands will gradually take his hands to the floor. So again, his shoulders dropping down and his pecs opening up. You can put some nice soft music on, okay then, 5-10 minutes worth of music, in the evening before going to bed. Bear in mind, if you've been at work all day long, you probably find you're quite tight here anyway, so it's a nice way to relax that out. Okay, and it hits that area there. What you can also do is get some very, very light ankle weights, or wrist weights, about half a kilo or a kilo at the most, and put them on your wrist, and they can just give you a little bit extra power to go down. So you can stay there for a few minutes, chill out, listen to some nice music, and just take time to relax. And again, just before sleep at night, it's a nice way to relax. What you then do is come up about 45 degrees, and then relax and do exactly the same. Like so. And you can see, he's balanced a bit better this time. But again, his pecs here, he's relaxing, so the tightness of the pecs is holding his arms up, and again, over a period of time, we had some gentle ankle weights, they will gently relax. Okay? All the sensors and the tendon inside these muscles aren't going to be fighting against you because you're not forcing them to stretch. You can even do some nice good breathing exercises to relax, and it's just gradually doing it. And as it sinks down, the sensors in the muscles think, yeah, I'm happy with that, and allow it to relax. Okay? And you can hold this for quite a bit of period of time. If you were against the wall here for 5 or 10 minutes, you'd be very bored. Alright, so it's the best way of doing it. And after that one, what I then do is come a bit higher up. Again, especially if you're very, very tight in this area, what may happen is you may arch your back. So you've got to really kind of engage your abs a little bit to make sure your back's nice and flat. And if your hands don't initially go to hit the floor straight away, don't worry about it. As long as you don't arch your back, okay, then they will get a bit of extra range of motion. Okay, but eventually what will happen is they will themselves go to the floor. So it opens up quite nicely in that way there. Okay, happy with that? Cool. Okay, thank you very much.